Look at where you are right now. Out of billions of people, out of countless hearts walking this earth unaware, Allah brought you here, at this exact moment, to hear this reminder. Do you really think this is random? Do you believe your presence, your struggles, your tears whispered in the darkness, went unnoticed? No. By Allah, nothing about you is accidental. Not your pain, not your questions, not the heaviness you carry in your chest. Allah chose you to be here because He is speaking to you. Before the world ever knew your name, Allah knew your heart. And when Allah chooses someone, it is never without purpose, never without mercy, and never without hope. When we say that Allah's choice is intentional and not accidental, we are entering into a reality that most people rarely pause to reflect on deeply. So often in life, we walk through our days believing that things happen randomly. We assume that successes and failures, joys and hardships, encounters and opportunities are the result of chance or coincidence. We tell ourselves that we are here because of timing, luck, or our own efforts alone, and sometimes we even blame ourselves when things do not go the way we want. But this mindset is not aligned with the truth that Allah, in His infinite wisdom, has deliberately chosen each moment, each person, and each path according to His plan. Everything in your life, every breath you take, every challenge you face, every door that opens or closes, has been measured and decreed with intention. Nothing about your existence is accidental, and nothing about your journey is a mistake. When Allah chooses someone, He is not just pointing randomly at a person and saying, "You, go." His choice is deliberate, filled with wisdom, and perfectly timed. Allah chooses you based on your heart, your capacity, and the potential that only He can see. Even when you feel unworthy, inadequate, or overlooked by the world, Allah's choice remains. He knows your strengths that you have not yet discovered, your resilience that has not yet been tested, and your sincerity that has not yet been revealed. In the depths of your own uncertainty, Allah's choice is constant and unwavering. He does not make mistakes. Every challenge He places before you, every opportunity He allows you to encounter, and every person He places in your life is part of a divine orchestration. It is intentional. It is purposeful. Consider for a moment the people who came into your life unexpectedly. Maybe it was a teacher, a friend, a mentor, or even a stranger whose words changed the way you see yourself. Do you think those encounters were random? The truth is, every person who crosses your path has been placed there by Allah, even if only for a short time, to teach you, guide you, or test you. When you begin to recognize that nothing is random, you start to see your life as a tapestry of divine intention, where each thread is carefully woven, each color chosen with meaning, and each pattern designed to shape you into the person Allah knows you can become. Allah's choice is also deeply connected to the notion of purpose. When He chooses you, it is because He intends to use your existence for something meaningful in this world. You were not born to wander aimlessly. You were not born to exist without significance. Allah's choice ensures that your life has direction, that your talents, your trials, your thoughts, and your actions are all part of a bigger plan. Even when the path seems uncertain or the struggle unbearable, know that Allah's choice over you is filled with wisdom. He does not place you in circumstances randomly. He places you where your character can grow, where your faith can deepen, and where your potential can be fulfilled in a way that only He understands. It is important to understand that being chosen does not necessarily mean an easy life. On the contrary, being chosen often comes with responsibility, testing, and challenges. Allah's choice does not shield you from difficulties. Rather, it prepares you to rise above them. He knows that within you lies the strength to endure what others may not, and He chooses you to fulfill a purpose that requires resilience, patience, and perseverance. The hardships that come your way are not accidental either. They are intentional means of molding your character, refining your faith, and preparing you for the destiny that Allah has set for you. Each struggle is a sign of Allah's attention, each difficulty a confirmation that you are under His care, and each obstacle an opportunity to rise higher than you ever imagined. When we talk about Allah's choice being intentional, it is also essential to recognize that it is personal. His choice is not abstract or general, it is directed at you as an individual. He knows your fears, your weaknesses, your strengths, your desires, and your capacity to grow. He has tailored His guidance, tests, and blessings specifically for you. The world may try to compare you to others, to measure your worth by standards that are not your own, but Allah's choice does not operate on comparison. He sees the unique combination of qualities in you that make you suited for a purpose only you can fulfill. Your journey is unique because His choice is precise, personal, and intentional. Think about the moments in life when things seemed impossible, when doors closed and opportunities disappeared. At those moments, many people feel abandoned or forgotten. They believe that life is random and that they have been left behind by fate or chance. But when you understand that Allah's choice is intentional, you see a different picture entirely. Those closed doors were intentional. They were part of His plan to direct you towards something better, something more suited to your growth, and something that aligns with the ultimate purpose He has for your life. Even when life feels unfair or incomprehensible, every moment is purposeful, every twist and turn is intentional, and every setback is a part of a plan that is greater than you can comprehend. Allah's choice is also deeply tied to His mercy and love. When He chooses someone, it is a manifestation of His care and His attention. Nothing escapes His knowledge, nothing is hidden from His awareness, and nothing is left to chance. You may not see the reasons, you may not understand the timing, and you may not recognize the wisdom behind each event. But Allah's choice is always infused with compassion. He chooses you not to burden you, but to elevate you. He chooses you not to overwhelm you, but to prepare you for blessings that await. He chooses you because He knows that your life, with all its ups and downs, has meaning, and that your journey is meant to be a reflection of His guidance and love. It is also important to recognize that Allah's choice carries responsibility. Being chosen is not simply a title or a privilege, it is a calling. It is a calling to reflect His guidance in your actions, to strive toward goodness, and to fulfill the purpose that He has intended for you. Every talent, every opportunity, and every blessing you possess is part of this calling. Being chosen intentionally by Allah means that you are capable of making an impact, of being a source of light, of being an instrument of mercy, and of living a life aligned with divine wisdom. When you embrace this reality, your perception of challenges, setbacks, and even ordinary moments begins to shift. You begin to see that nothing is wasted, nothing is meaningless, and nothing happens without purpose. The concept of intentional choice also reminds us of the importance of gratitude and reflection. When you understand that Allah has chosen you intentionally, you begin to recognize the blessings in your life that you may have taken for granted. Every opportunity, every relationship, every moment of insight, and even every test becomes a sign of His attention. Gratitude transforms your perspective because you no longer see life as a random series of events. You see it as a carefully crafted journey, with you at the center of a plan that is wise, just, and full of mercy. Understanding that Allah's choice is intentional also helps us navigate feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt. Many people believe they are too weak, too flawed, or too ordinary to be chosen for anything significant. Yet Allah's choice does not depend on perfection. It depends on potential, sincerity, and readiness. He sees what we cannot see, knows what we cannot know, and understands the hidden strengths that lie within us. When He chooses someone, He equips them with exactly what they need to fulfill the purpose He has set. Even when we feel unworthy or incapable, His choice affirms that we are seen, valued, and prepared for the role we are meant to play. Finally, Allah's intentional choice invites us to trust Him fully. It calls us to surrender our need to control every detail, to stop questioning every setback, and to embrace the path that has been designed for us. Trusting in Allah's choice does not mean we sit idly by. It means that we act with sincerity, strive with effort, and remain steadfast, knowing that each step is part of a journey that He has intentionally planned. This trust transforms our relationship with life itself. It allows us to face uncertainty with courage, to endure trials with patience, and to celebrate blessings with humility, knowing that every moment is part of an intentional plan authored by the One who knows what is best for us. Would you like me to continue and expand it to a full 1,500 words exactly? When we reflect on the profound truth that Allah never calls a heart without preparing it for guidance, we begin to understand the depth of divine wisdom and mercy that surrounds every human being. Many of us live our lives thinking that guidance, faith, and purpose are purely accidental or the result of luck. But the reality is far more intentional and precise. Allah's call to a heart is never arbitrary. It is deliberate, purposeful, and perfectly timed according to His infinite knowledge of our inner readiness and our life circumstances. Every call, every moment of inspiration, every whisper of conscience, and every opportunity to turn toward righteousness is part of a divine preparation that often begins long before we even recognize it ourselves. Allah's preparation of a heart is subtle and multifaceted. It does not always appear as a sudden awakening or a dramatic moment of clarity. Sometimes, it is woven gently through the experiences of daily life, the lessons learned from hardship, the insights gained from struggle, and the reflections born out of silence and contemplation. Even our mistakes and failures play a role in this preparation. They are not signs that guidance has been withheld or that Allah has abandoned us. On the contrary, they are the mechanisms through which He softens, strengthens, and shapes our hearts, making them receptive to His call when the time is right. Allah does not rush this process because His knowledge surpasses our understanding. He knows the exact moment when our hearts are ready to recognize truth, embrace guidance, and respond with sincerity. One of the most important aspects of this preparation is the role of trials and challenges. When we face difficulties, whether in relationships, career, health, or personal growth, our hearts are tested and refined. It is through these experiences that we develop resilience, patience, and humility, qualities essential for receiving and acting upon divine guidance. Allah never calls a heart that is unprepared for such responsibilities, because guidance is not merely knowledge, it is a commitment, a journey of transformation, and an alignment with divine purpose. The trials we encounter are therefore intentional, designed to cultivate the readiness within us to respond to His call in a way that is sincere, steadfast, and fruitful. The process of preparing a heart also involves shaping our desires and intentions. Allah knows that guidance cannot flourish in a heart that is preoccupied with attachment to worldly distractions, pride, or arrogance. He works quietly, often through the experiences of life and the lessons we learn, to redirect our focus toward what truly matters. He instills in us subtle yearnings, nudges of conscience, and moments of reflection that awaken the desire for truth, morality, and closeness to Him. These stirrings are not random. They are carefully placed by Allah as indicators that our hearts are ready to hear, recognize, and respond to His guidance. In this way, guidance becomes not just an external event, but an internal awakening, aligned with the readiness of the heart to embrace transformation. Understanding that Allah never calls a heart without preparing, it also helps us see the mercy embedded in every stage of our spiritual journey. Many people feel frustrated or despair when they struggle to maintain faith or when they experience moments of doubt. They may question why guidance has not come to them in a clear or immediate way. But the truth is that Allah's preparation is ongoing, and it is perfectly suited to the pace at which our hearts can genuinely absorb and act upon it. His timing is precise because He knows our capacity for comprehension, our emotional and spiritual resilience, and our ability to translate guidance into meaningful action. The delays we perceive are not denials, they are moments of preparation, ensuring that when the call comes, it will not be wasted, and the heart will be ready to fully engage with it. Another crucial element in this preparation is the role of awareness and reflection. Allah often prepares the heart by creating situations that prompt introspection, self-assessment, and acknowledgement of one's own limitations. These moments of reflection allow the heart to recognize the need for guidance and to cultivate humility, sincerity, and openness. A heart that is unaware of its own weaknesses or that refuses to acknowledge its dependence on Allah is not yet prepared for the transformative impact of guidance. Through experiences that highlight our fragility, our reliance on divine mercy, and our need for purpose beyond the material world, Allah prepares the heart to receive guidance with receptivity and gratitude. The preparation of the heart is also deeply connected to the development of empathy, compassion, and moral consciousness. Guidance is not merely an individual privilege. It is a call to embody principles that benefit not only the self but also others. Allah prepares hearts by exposing them to the realities of human life, the struggles of others, and the consequences of injustice, selfishness, and neglect. Through these experiences, hearts develop sensitivity, awareness, and a sense of responsibility. When guidance arrives, it finds a heart that is not only ready to follow truth for personal benefit, but also equipped to contribute positively to the world, to act with justice, and to uphold the values of mercy, integrity, and kindness. One of the most remarkable aspects of Allah's preparation is how it works quietly and often imperceptibly. Many people fail to recognize the preparation because it is not always obvious. It may appear as repeated failures, subtle lessons, periods of confusion, or encounters with people and events that seem unrelated to spiritual growth. Yet, in hindsight, these moments reveal themselves as essential steps in the preparation of the heart. Every tear shed, every moment of regret, every instance of moral struggle, and every internal conflict has contributed to shaping a heart that is capable of responding to guidance. Allah's preparation is comprehensive and thorough because He knows that true guidance requires readiness on every level: intellectual, emotional, spiritual, and moral. The heart's preparation also involves the cultivation of patience and trust in Allah's wisdom. Guidance often comes gradually, and the process of readiness may be lengthy. During this time, the heart learns to surrender to Allah's timing, to trust that He knows what is best, and to develop perseverance in the face of uncertainty. A heart that has been prepared in this way does not demand immediate clarity, does not give in to despair, and does not chase superficial answers. Instead, it is poised to recognize truth when it appears, to act decisively, and to remain steadfast even in the face of challenges. Allah's call meets a heart that has been trained in patience, trust, and resilience, ensuring that the guidance is not only received, but also sustained in action and character. Moreover, Allah's preparation of the heart is tailored to the individual. Every heart is unique, and the journey to readiness is personalized according to one's experiences, capacities, and circumstances. What prepares one heart may not prepare another. The timing, the trials, the lessons, and the experiences are all uniquely calibrated. This underscores the precision of divine wisdom. Guidance is not delivered indiscriminately or uniformly. It is offered to each heart at the moment it is most capable of understanding, embracing, and embodying it. In recognizing this, we come to appreciate the depth of Allah's mercy and the intentionality behind every step of the spiritual journey. The awareness that Allah never calls a heart without preparing it also helps us navigate self-doubt and impatience. Many hearts feel unworthy or question whether they are capable of responding to guidance. Yet the very presence of the call, even if it is subtle or not fully realized, is evidence that preparation has occurred. Our experiences, our reflections, and our growth are all part of that preparation. Even moments of hesitation or struggle are not failures. They are indicators that the heart is in the process of being readied, shaped, and refined to respond fully and sincerely when the time comes. Finally, recognizing this truth instills in the believer a sense of hope and reassurance. It reminds us that Allah's mercy is constant, His wisdom is perfect, and His timing is flawless. A heart that feels lost, confused, or distant from faith can find comfort in knowing that it is never overlooked. Allah's call is coming, and it will meet a heart that is prepared for it. The preparation may be gradual, quiet, and at times imperceptible, but it is happening with precision, care, and love. Every experience, every reflection, every challenge, and every moment of growth contributes to making the heart ready to respond fully to guidance, ensuring that when the call is heard, the response is genuine, steadfast, and transformative.